Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Arlene, and in today's video I want to talk to you guys real quick about signature perfumes, signature scents. Prior to this year, 2025, I was like every other normal person on the planet when it comes to perfume. I thought it was kind of like a necessary thing, but not necessary. Perfume is a luxury. We don't need it to live, to survive, to even be groomed and clean and healthy. It is an ultimate luxury. It is, to me, an artistic expression. It is very much an art, just like music, just like, poetry, just like paintings. It's very abstract, it's very subjective, and it's solely for pleasure. That's it. It's not something you can see. It's not like having a Chanel bag or a Chanel pair of shoes or, a Cartier watch or a Rolex. It's not something even tangible. You spray it, you smell it, and then it's gone. So it's pretty frivolous in reality. So it's the complete opposite of being pragmatic, of being minimalist, and, of sense and rationale. With that said, it's an indulgence that I have recently discovered the artistic depths of how far it can go. I remember being a kid and it was just like a thing, to wear perfume because CK1 came out around the time that I must have been 13 or 14 years old. I was becoming a teenager and all the cool kids were wearing CK1 or Curve or Cool Water. My sister used to wear Calvin Klein Escape and Eternity, and she was older than me, so I wanted to be cool like her. And that's just what perfume was. It was a lovely romantic gift that, boyfriends gave girlfriends or husbands gave wives. I had a boyfriend when I was 17 who gave me Ralph Lauren Romance, and I wore it until the bottle ran out and never got it again. My sister had a bottle of Haute Couture by Givenchy, and I remember smelling it and thinking, oh my God, this smells so good, that I got a bottle for myself a few years later once I was older and out of high school and I had a job, and I bought my own bottle at Macy's. But today I want to show you what I consider to have been signature scents that I used to wear before I discovered the art that is perfume. When I just thought perfume was something that, like, you don't put perfume on every single day. I mean, who puts perfume on every single day? How like snobby and posh do you have to be? I have a perfume for when I go out at night and I want to look nice. It's part of the whole package of having the hair, the makeup, the outfit, the heels, the person. It's a nice event, right? But, I have a few. Sometimes people give you something for your birthday, or they give you something for Christmas, or your boyfriend or your husband gives you something. And my ex-father-in-law used to, sell perfumes, and he had a shop at one point. And I remember just playing with some testers, and I'm like, ooh, this one smells really good. And it was a celebrity fragrance. It was With Love by Hilary Duff. It had no cap. It was a full-size bottle. I'm like, oh my God, this smells so good. And I think he and my ex-husband, my husband at the time, were like, just keep it, take it. And I did, and I used that thing up, like, obviously not very quickly because I was not a person who wore perfume every day. But I started noticing last year that I had some perfumes that I had had for years, right? For like 10 years or more, and I'm like, just finish them. They didn't smell bad, they didn't smell rancid. I didn't know anything about properly storing them. They've moved with me several times, but they smelled fine. And I used them all up. And I came down to only having 3 perfumes left. Actually, 2 perfumes, but in reality, right now I only have 1 left that is a very old bottle that I've had for many years. And that's when I'm like, well, I kind of need a new perfume. I'm running out. I'm down to like 1 bottle and a little bit that's left of my old stuff. And then I had another more newer one that someone had given me, but that was it. So I started watching, I looked up perfume, whatever, to see like what's out there, what's new, like what's recommended. And that's how I got into perfume videos while I was home recovering from a surgery. And oh my God, I went down the rabbit hole with Middle Easterns, and then I went down the rabbit hole with cheapy, but goodies, and down the rabbit hole with, affordable designer, and down the rabbit hole with, niche perfumes and expensive designer, and, most classic, timeless, like 90s perfume, classic vintage perfumes, and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to go over with you guys some perfumes that I consider to be, I guess they were signatures of mine for very many years, and the ones that I would say are signature-ish for me now, because it's very hard for me to now say this is my signature perfume, because as you can see, and that's only one section, there's another section over there. And there's another section, you can't see it that well, but up there and on that tray. And there's another section up there. So I have so many because I couldn't decide on one. And now I'm thinking about it and I realize that I'm like, how can anyone ever just decide on one or two or three and just wear those same three over and over and over? There are so many delicious, gorgeous perfumes. You can wear a different one every day. Or if you like one and you want to wear the same one every day, but then that becomes kind of like an obligatory hygiene routine. You know what I mean? Like you take a shower, you use the same soap that you've probably been using since forever. You know, you have the same toothpaste that you've been using forever, deodorant, and then splash on the same perfume and then go to work or go out or go do whatever you were gonna do. It's part of your hygiene routine. There's no real joy in it. And to me, perfume has become a frivolous, luxurious joy. There's no sense whatsoever in it. No pun intended. It's not, no sense. It's not what I'm talking about. No sense. There's no rationale. And that's kind of the fun part about it, because I feel like everything in my life has had to be so carefully thought out, planned out, followed by the steps, follow the routines, be very pragmatic, be very practical in order to get to where I am, in order to get to a place where I feel safe. I have a roof over my head, you know, I have a steady, stable job, you know, I feel like I'm doing okay. And for the first time, I feel safe enough to play. And that's what I've been doing. So with that said, without any further ado, I've been almost 7 minutes into talking with this. Let's get started. The very first perfume that I can tell you was a signature scent for me, believe it or not, was not Jivinci Hot, even though it was one of the first big girl adult, you know, Macy's department store perfume that I ever owned. I didn't consider it a signature. It was very, very, very like nighttime. It was just like a going out perfume, so I didn't use it every day. But one time I remember being out and this girl was near me. She was part of a group of friends of my ex-husband's. We were together and she came near me and, you know, and I said, "Oh my God, you smell so good." I don't think I'd ever said that to anybody. What perfume do you have? And she said, "It's Lolita Limpika." So this is my second bottle of Lolita Limpika. It doesn't look anything like the first. In fact, hang on right there for a second. Okay, scratch that, never mind. For some weird reason, I don't know where it is right now. It was in this bottom drawer. I had my original first empty bottle. And I don't know if maybe I reorganized and maybe I put it away. It's probably somewhere up in my closet and I'm not gonna go get it right now. But this is the second bottle and it's a reformulation. So it doesn't smell anything like the first. The first bottle doesn't have a cap and it doesn't have a typical sprayer. It looks like an apple stem. As you can tell, this bottle looks like an apple, but it looks like a geometric, unrealistic apple. It has the Lolita Limpika little star symbol here. The original apple was more like rounded edges. It had beautiful like curly leaves and vines, and it was almost kind of raised. It looked hand painted, and it had a little gold stem that also was like textured, and it looked like ridges, like if it was an actual stem. And the stem was the sprayer, and you would just spray it, and that's how you got the perfume out, but there was no cap. It was gorgeous. That bottle lasted me up until, when was this one gifted to me? I want to say 2023. I had run out of my perfume, the holidays were coming, and I was dating someone at the time, and I got him his perfume, which I think was Dolce & Gabbana, like just the regular Dolce & Gabbana for men. And he asked me, you know, which one I wanted, and I wanted Lolita. But I didn't know a lot about perfume back then, and I didn't know that there was reformulations, and there's so many. There's the Mon Premier, and there's the Le Parfum, and there's so many, and I didn't know. So he got me this one, and I look up online. This one's the one that's like $50, so it's not very expensive. It's not gonna break the bank. But if you want the original formula in the bottle of the one that I had, it's discontinued, I think. So you can probably find it on the gray market for like $130, $140. He didn't get me that one, obviously. I don't think he knew, but you know, this is what Lolita has out now. And it smells very much the same, but I feel like it's not as strong or as potent, as projecting, and as long lasting. And I feel like this is a common reoccurring theme with a lot of people talking about perfumes these days as compared to their predecessors, their original formulations, the ones from the 90s or the 2000s. So that's that. But this perfume smelled so good on that girl, and it still smells beautiful here. It smells very similar, but like I said, it just smells a little bit, it doesn't smell weaker. It just, when I put it on, I feel like I need to reapply it again. With the original, I feel like I would put it on, I would leave it at home, and I could smell it for the rest of the day or the rest of the evening. That's not the case anymore, but it's still pretty good. This is a very fruity, there's a little bit of cherry, but I wouldn't say it's a cherry perfume. You can't really pick out the cherry in there, but there's anise, there's like a licorice sort of note, but it's very dainty, very fairy-like, super feminine, flirty, sexy. There's something very sensual and sexual. It's not like deep or heavy, like womanly. It's very young, you know, sexy, flirty girl, but at the same time very pretty, very elegant. There's nothing raunchy about this. There's nothing like, it's just a sexy fairy. That's the best way to describe this. This is the smell of a sexy fairy, and I just found it to be so beautiful, like so elegant and beautiful, but still very sexy and sexual and attractive. That's Lolita Limpika, and I've been wearing this scent for almost 2 decades. I was probably in my early to mid 20s maybe when I first discovered it, and I'm turning 42 this month, and I still love it. This is my second bottle. It's down to there, and I don't have a backup bottle for it, but I adore this one. This has been a signature for a very long time, and I don't wear it that much anymore because, like I said, I have so many other varieties that I love. So that's what I want to talk about also in this video. The signatures I used to have, but also the ones that are now becoming signature-ish of the ones that I have that are so good that it's like I have backups upon backups, and I sometimes carry around the little backups with me in my purse in case the perfume of the day that I'm wearing isn't really giving me a whole lot of joy. I splash it on a little bit and it just makes my day. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. The next one I could tell you is Jivinci Hot. This is the new formulation, the new bottle, Hot Couture. The original bottle looked nothing like this. This isn't even the cap that it comes with. This is the cap of a cheaper, like $20 bottle of perfume that I had. Like, it was a cheap, super cheap drugstore perfume bottle that I don't care for. It's in my girl's bathroom vanity. So I took the cap because it's just a regular, pretty clear, because this is actually a tester bottle. I got it on, did I get it on eBay or Joma Shop? I'm not entirely sure. It is authentic, but it was affordable because it was a tester. And yeah, it came well packaged, and it came with a little, kind of like a cardboard, looks like a toilet paper cardboard roll, but really small. It didn't come with the cap. And this one, the original formula, it was a tall, skinny bottle. It had like a little pedestal in the back so it could stand, and inside of the glass bottle with where the juice was, it had like a metal sculpture of like a model. And that perfume, I had it for so many years. It had been through so much moving back and forth, and I didn't take proper care of it. But it was such a heavy, this is not this formulation. I feel like this is like the PG version of what this perfume used to be. It's raspberry, and it's like cigarettes and being out in a nightclub. The old formulation, the color, the juice was way darker than this. It got darker, of course, over the years. It's just this heavy, deep, syrupy raspberry. It's not a light, fresh raspberry. It's like a syrupy raspberry, amber, sweet, vanilla, smoky, just sexy, spicy, dark, hot, delicious, nighttime, just, it's raunchy. It's sexy, grown-up, woman-esque, like, you better be careful. Femme fatale, like that was the fragrance. So that was a nighttime, going out, clubbing, going on a date, like just a night on the town, let's paint the town red. Like, this was an evening perfume. It was elegant, but not like, I wouldn't wear it to like a wedding maybe. Maybe I would, you know, but like not to like a baptism or something that's like formal, and definitely not daytime. But technically you can wear whatever you want whenever you want. I'm a firm believer in that. But it was that kind of perfume. This was gonna turn heads. And this new formulation is like a watery, you know, more innocent version of that one. It's still smoky. It's still very raspberry. And it's just, it wants to be like the original formula, but it's not. It is a memory of the original formula, and that makes me really sad. I consider sometimes finding the original bottles, and I have seen some on Mercari and on eBay, and they're asking for ridiculous amounts of money for old bottles that have very little juice left. We don't know how they've been taken care of, let alone a brand new bottle that has never been opened. But I just feel like I've moved on already from that time in my life, from that perfume. It's like I've put it to rest. May it rest in peace. I don't know if I'm ever gonna revive it again, but this new formula is a little bit more heavy on the cigarette smoke. And then the raspberry is very young, youthful, more bright and dewy. It's lacking that deep, ambery, syrupy spice that goes so well with the cigarette. That this is just like fresh, clean raspberry and cigarette, that it just kind of doesn't do the same thing to me that the other one did. So I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna hope that it ages and changes with time. I don't know if I'm just gonna keep it for nostalgia's sake or if I might sell it one day. I don't know yet, because it's just not the same. And every time I look at it and every time I smell it, it just makes me feel sad that it's not the same. But I have hope for it yet. So we'll see what happens. The next one is, I don't even remember how this perfume came into my life. I just know that it's always been in my life since my 20s, since I was an adult. I don't know if it was a gift. I don't know if I just wanted it. Maybe I wanted it and I just went to the mall and bought one. But I think this is my second bottle, and it is Coco Mademoiselle. Chanel Coco Mademoiselle. I can barely see it. Anyway, you get the point. This one had a fall the other day. I don't know if you can see that chipped corner. You see it? So the glass chipped, but I kind of am afraid that it might be leaking from here. I'm not sure, because I can smell the perfume. Well, I'm still picking up little bits of like dusted small bits of glass. And if I put my nose to that little opening, I can smell the perfume. So lately I've been keeping it on its side because this is all the juice I have left. And being on its side, it doesn't even obviously reach the sprayer yet. And this is how I've been storing it. This cap, I mean, look at this. Look at this cap. It's been through hell. This is an old bottle, and I think this is my second bottle. I think I had, my first bottle was the big one, the 3.4, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. I cannot remember, but maybe this is the same bottle I've had since forever. I don't remember. But again, this is similar to Jivinci Hot. This was always like my going out perfume, my date night perfume, my nighttime perfume, my, you know, outing, nighttime event perfume. So I didn't wear this during the day. For a lot of women, this was like their typical everyday, you know, work perfume. And I get that now that I see videos of people talking about it. But for me, it always smelled so elegant, so refined, so high-end. It was Chanel, the only Chanel thing that I've ever owned in my life. I don't have any Givenchy or Chanel, you know, like purse or shoes or accessories, nothing. So for me, this was like fine china. You only bring it out on special occasions. And that's what I've done. And at one point, I wanted to order a perfume to try it. I think it was Carolina Good Girl Blush on microperfumes.com. And in order to get free shipping, I had to get something else. And I knew I already had this and I knew I already liked it. So I figured just get something you know of. And so that's this. I have the Micro Perfumes. It's a 5 ml. And it says right there, Coco Mademoiselle. And so this is still full. I actually filled it a little bit with some of this because I want to finish what's in here so I don't have to keep doing this with this bottle. And I actually already did order a new bottle from Mercari. It's the authentic one. It's full. It comes with the box. And it was, again, there's a lot of perfume collectors that overbuy and have backups upon backups or perfumes that they don't even want, and they sell them at a fraction of the price. So this one, let's see if I can open it. Here we go. So there it is. I don't even know how long I've had this. It's very full, but if you unscrew this, right? Yeah, so this opens, it's refillable. And what I did was I had like a dropper, and how did I get this out? Oh, I think I sprayed some into like a small little like shot glass sort of container, and I took the dropper and I suctioned it out and I put some in here. But this is full to the top. I keep this with me at all times in I have like my little bag of like different perfumes. It's funny because it says Chanel and I don't even know where I got that from. I think it was like a hand-me-down from my sister or something. She gave me like a bag full of stuff she didn't want anymore. Let's see. Is that nice and closed? Ooh. Trying to make sure that this is, oh, there we go. Yeah, so now it's back in its container, and you just turn it and there's your sprayer. So I've had this for such a long time. This was like, stick it in your purse so you can go. But I want to finish this. I've had both of these for a very long time. I've had this way longer than I've had this, and I want to finish them. I've been making it a point to kind of wear it sometimes during the day, just whenever. And this is one of those that I had said that I associated with bad memories because I was not in a very happy marriage, and our night outs sometimes resulted in fights and arguments. And some of you guys know how all that goes. So just smelling this reminds me of all kinds of weird nights out, not just with him and not just fights, but also the single days right after the marriage was over and going out on dates. And a lot of them were like first dates that never turned into anything, or bad dates. Just some of it is good memories. So I've had fun night outs. It's not like every night out I've ever had was bad, but this just kind of reminds me of chaos. It reminds me of, you never know what tonight's gonna bring. Is it gonna be fun? Are you gonna end up in a fight? Are you gonna be on a date that you wish you could just leave? Or is it gonna be a great time? I don't know. So this is kind of an adventurous scent, and I've wanted to reformulate in my mind what I associate this smell with. I don't wanna associate this with that anymore. I associate it with elegance, refinement. It's Chanel, and I think it's beautiful. I can wear it at any time. Sometimes I crave it, and I come to my room and I splash a little on the back of my hand just to be able to smell it, and I enjoy it very much. So as soon as this is done, I'm gonna use the backup bottle that I have, and then this I carry around with me all the time in case I'm craving it. But this is definitely one that a lot of women have had as a signature, and I'm gonna start using it as well as such because I enjoy it very much. So the next two are the final two. They are, ironically, Middle Eastern perfumes that I purchased, not really knowing or caring what they were duping, watching influencers sort of talk about them and be like, and they're like, this one is just like blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, that blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what that means because I wasn't too far into my perfume journey at the time. I just heard such wonderful things about it, and it was one of the popular ones, and I wanted to try it, so I got it. And surprisingly enough, when I got them and I sprayed them, I was like, what the heck is this? Put them back in the box and put them in the closet. I was not happy with that purchase, and I considered gifting them. And that is, let's start with the first one, and then I'll go on to the next one. First one is Fakar Rose by Latafa. You guys have seen me talk about this in the video I made about like my most elegant Middle Easterns. When I first got this and I sprayed it, I had mixed thoughts, mixed feelings. I thought, it smells clean. It's a nice scent, but it smells like a man's cologne. It smells kind of masculine. And every time I would smell it, I was like on the fence. Is this a girl's perfume? Okay, but it's a very clean, sharp, masculine-ish girl's perfume. But wait, but it's kind of like a guy's perfume. It's not sweet enough for me. I don't know how I feel about it. And I had it on my shelf and I never wanted to grab it. And I got upset that I didn't like it because I bought money. I bought something and I spent money on something that I don't like. I put it in the box and I said, I'll gift it to someone. It smells masculine. I'll gift it to a man in my life. And I didn't think about it anymore. Fast forward to about a month later, I go into my closet. I start looking at what I have and seeing like, oh, like what am I gonna do with this? I open it, I spray it, and oh, wait a minute. Where did this sweetness come from? There was no sweetness here before. This was like dry, citrus, woody, clean, soapy, almost like a man's cologne. But now, now there's like a sweetness that is kind of attractive. It's interesting. It's not like in your face sweetness. It's not a very obvious sort of sweetness, but it's alluring. It's beautiful, and it has gotten me compliments. I've worn this to work twice, and on the 2 days that I've worn it, I've been complimented. I've had people say, oh my God, it smells so good in here when they enter my exam room, or oh my God, you smell so good. And this is a dupe for this one. I loved it so much that I bought the original. Givenchy, once again, L'Interdit. L'Interdit? I don't know. It's supposed to mean forbidden. Supposedly, the original formula for this perfume was designed by Givenchy for Audrey Hepburn, and it was only for her, and she made him promise to not ever put it out in the market because it was her scent. And apparently, you know, that promise was not kept, and it was put on the market. I don't know if it's the exact same fragrance. Obviously, that was such a long time ago, but it is so freaking good. I actually wore it today. The first day that I wore this scent, these are identical. When I tell you 100%, I smell zero difference. Zero difference. Why did I get this one? I have no idea. I don't know why. I loved it so much that I'm like, I feel like I need the authentic, real, original bottle, because if I have all my perfumes, if God graces me with the ability to live for 10, 20, 30 more years, I don't know how long perfume will be able to last, but I do know that I've had some perfumes for well over a decade, okay? If I still have this in 10 years, I want it to be rich, aged, dark, different. I want it to be seasoned. I want it to have an attitude. I want to see what it's going to become. Granted that this is cheaper and Middle Eastern, maybe it's the same quality, but maybe it's not. This is the one that I plan to wear and use until it's gone. And I have a backup of this because this is very cheap. We're talking like 20 something, 30 something dollars. This one I got on eBay from a real perfume store. I believe it was in Chicago, and it was pretty affordable too. I want to say it was like in the 60 something dollar range. I don't remember. This is a 2.7. So 60 something, almost $70 for a 2.7, but it's a Givenchy, not bad. But this is a 3.400 mil for like 28 or 32, something around that. So yeah, I can get 2 of these for the price of 1 of these. So I just wanted to have this. So I have a whole collection of like the real designer of the kind that I love. And I spray them and use them from time to time just to help the oxygen get in there and help age them. I want it to age. So that little dent that's there, it's a very minor dent. You see it? I made it today because I decided today's gonna be the day that I'm gonna wear this one. I had never worn it, but I have worn this one. And this is the one I wanna wear whenever I'm feeling like it, whenever I wanna play with it, the next time I go to work, if I do decide to wear this scent again at work, it'll be from this one, and I'm just gonna keep letting this one sit. But this perfume is so, to me, it's just luxury. It's like, it's a clean girl aesthetic, high-end, very rich, sophisticated luxury. This is not a dumb girl. This is not a trophy wife. This is not this is an intelligent, educated, gorgeous, feminine, but simple, sophisticated, rational, just like classy, no attitude, there's nothing about her that's low class or ratchet or raunchy. Nothing. This woman is intelligent, calm, sophisticated, cool, in control of her emotions. She is that girl that people are just like, oh my God, who is she? And I adore that, what's the word? I adore that. I look at that sort of character and I aspire to be that. And so for me, this perfume feels very much like me. It's just, she's beautiful. She's not pretentious. She's sophisticated and sexy, not too sassy, not disrespectful, elegant, classy, well-mannered, educated, respected, but still kind of fun, interesting, makes people wonder about her, makes people want to talk to her. Okay, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up as quick as possible because my phone just died because the storage is way too full, and I'm gonna have to manage my storage. The very, very, very last one that became one of my new modern day signatures because I'm absolutely obsessed with it is, this is the first one that I got. I actually own the real thing now. This is an expensive perfume. I got it on Joma Shop for like 100 and, I don't remember, 130, 140. If you go to the Killian website and you try to get it directly, it's probably 200 and something. If you go to Sephora, 200 and something. So Joma Shop is fantastic, phenomenal, authentic, real product at a discount. I bought the real thing because when I first got this one and I sampled it and I smelled it, I was like, what the heck is this? It smelled like a faint whisper of coffee. I keep getting cut off. Okay. So I didn't like it at first. I put it away and I don't know what happened. I decided to smell it again later and I thought it was much prettier, much sweeter, but in a better way, much more layered and complex. It no longer smelled like some faint cough syrup. And I started wearing it and I started getting obsessed with it. And I went back to look up what it's supposed to smell like and I discovered that it's supposed to smell like this and what this actually is, and I was shocked that I didn't like it and now I liked it again. So I went ahead and I ordered a backup of this one because it's very, very cheap. So I have two of these, this one and the one in the closet. And I ordered this one, which is Okcha's dupe, Sweet Addict, with the oil because I needed to get free shipping. So I needed to add something to my cart in order to get free shipping. So I got, it's like a little roller, it's a roller ball. But then also I think if you open it down here, I've never opened it down here. It's like a dropper for oil. But I have that. And I found this. I heard about it also from an influencer and I found it on Walmart. It was very cheap. It's Chow by Riffs, which obviously the bottle is meant to look like the real thing. And it smells, again, perfect. All these dupes are perfect. This perfume must not be difficult to clone. And I forgot one more. Hang on, one more. This is by Juliana's Perfumes. And it's called A Night to Remember, and it is another dupe, and this is a 30 milliliter. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 dupes, 2 of these, so 4 dupes, 2 bottles of one of those dupes, and the real thing. So if this isn't my latest obsession, I don't know what is. This one, I have 2 of these, and the real thing. Second obsession. And I don't have a whole lot of time to go into detail about my obsession with this perfume. I can't, it's sweet, it's got a tartness, and it's a fluffy, beautiful cloud, and I love being on it, and that's why I have it. And I just had to have the real thing. So that's it for today's video. I'm gonna end it here before my phone shuts off again. I'm gonna try to resolve that storage problem so this doesn't happen again with future videos and I don't have to rush off. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and hit like for me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.